Hello, Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Tiger Lilith Tarot. We're going to be looking at the full moon in your sign. We have a full moon in Aries during Libra season. Right? Libra is your sister sign. So the energies that you two have are a little different. You're a little more fiery. Libra is more about keeping the peace and keeping things mellow, making sure everyone's happy, whereas you are not afraid to share your opinion. You're not afraid to stir the pot. So we're going to see how this full moon in your sign is affecting you, right? I'm going to pull a few placements here. We're going to pull with the tarot, clarify with the tarot, and see what's up. This first placement is going to be your goal for this cycle. And when I say this cycle, I mean the full moon to the new moon. The full moon is 29th of September. And it's 2 weeks until the new moon. I don't have the specific date of the new moon at the top of my head, but this is for 2 weeks. So Aries placement's a goal for the next 2 weeks from this Aries full moon to the new moon. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. The word fear is on this card. I don't know if you can see the words. Probably not. They're blasted out by the lighting. But their words on this card says fear. So your goal for the next 2 weeks is to remain out of fear. Don't live in fear, right? Well, I could see you having some sleepless nights here the next 2 weeks. There's something that you're fearing. Something is weighing on you mentally. It could be about a brand new beginning. We have the Fool down here at the bottom of the deck. A brand new beginning when it comes to being a leader of some kind. Maybe you've just gotten a promotion or a raise. Or you're finding yourself building up a larger audience on social media, and that's scaring you. It's keeping you up at night. There's some sort of anxiety about this leveling up and having a brand new beginning somewhere, trying something for the first time that is causing you a lot of anxiety. So your goal is to kind of feel that fear, but not let it affect you, not let it keep you up at night. It's going to be really hard to keep your mind calm these next 2 weeks. So any methods that you have to calm your mind, whether it's meditation, whether it's chamomile tea, and or whether it's calling up a loved one or a trusted friend and venting or getting stuff out, I would say just really do whatever you know works for you in these next 2 weeks to alleviate this anxiety that you're going to be feeling. So your biggest challenge is the Empress. I feel like your biggest challenge, Aries, is realizing that you are in this Empress energy. You are this amazing goddess who people see, I'm not going to say as a leader, but there are people that see you as a calming presence, as someone that is very strong and very capable, but in a gentle, more feminine way, with the Empress coming out here, right? It's like you're a leader, but you're not, this is not authoritative. This is not a dictator. This is someone that leads by, I would say you lead by example. And your biggest challenge during these next 2 weeks is going to be to lead by example, because you don't feel like you are capable of leading these next 2 weeks is what this is. But it's your mind playing tricks on you, Aries, because you are more than capable of leading. This is just your mind telling you that you're not. Okay. See what else comes out. We're going to clarify and get a little bit more after I pull these cards. Where to bring more fiery energy and assertiveness into your life. So where to bring your own energy, basically, Aries, that warrior energy. Where to bring that in your life. What area of your life should you really pick up the pace when it comes to your own natural energy. The Princess of Discs, which is usually the Page of Pentacles in traditional tarot discs. The word on the traditional tarot deck, word on this card is manifestation. You see that she is almost like she's holding up the moon here, right? This full moon, these next 2 weeks are going to be really powerful when it comes to manifestation for you, which I've been getting this energy a lot with these readings, and it's a little backwards because usually with manifestation is from the new moon to the full moon, and the full moon back to the new moon. That 2-week cycle is about returning inward. But for a lot of signs, this full moon energy is almost flipped, where they're being told to manifest now, and you are one of them. So where to bring more fiery energy and assertiveness, really where to bring your own natural energy that you embody, is to your own manifestations. And these are practical manifestations with the discs, right? Pentacles coming out. This has to do with the earth. Signs that are present, I should mention, Gemini here with the 9 of Swords, Libra, Taurus with the Empress, but I think of it more as Libra energy. This is a Venus card, okay? And the Princess of Discs is Earth energy, so that's Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And we have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. There's that fire energy, you, Leo, and Sagittarius. So manifesting your own desires, really, these next 2 weeks, Aries, that's where to bring your energy, is to your own manifestations, which again is going to be a little challenging because you have this fear card in the center of your spread as your goal for the next 2 weeks, right? Your goal is not to live in fear. Your goal is to overcome that fear and manifest something practical into your life. This is something practical. You know, if you need a new car, if you need a new sofa for your home, if you need a new bed, if you need a new desk, a computer, something practical that is going to help you in like day-to-day life is what I would say. Where to let go and relax. Now this placement is going to be where you can let go and just breathe, right? Where you don't have to worry these next 2 weeks. Where can Aries placements just let go and relax? Where can Aries placements? 10 of Discs, establishment. Very nice. Virgo energy. 10 of Discs, right? 10 of Pentacles. Word establishment is on this card. That's where you can let go and relax. So what this tells me, Aries, is that y'all have been doing a lot of work. There is something, if you've been, you don't need to worry about family right now. Everyone's health is good, I would say, with the 10 of Discs. And if you've been concerned about someone, you know, in your family, some sort of generational wealth going away, you don't have to worry about that. That is secure. And what this is also telling me, you know, about this, like I mentioned, that some of you are nervous about stepping into some sort of leadership role. That's where you can let go and relax, because you're established, Aries. You yourself are established, whether you have been establishing whatever this is, a job or your home over generations, or you are so established that you have people from multiple generations involved in this establishment, is what I would say. All right, now this last placement is going to be how to best achieve your goal. How to best achieve this goal of not living in fear the next 2 weeks. It's like you're just like, your head is like you're on a hamster wheel. You're like, oh my God, what's going to go wrong? What's going to happen? You're thinking of all the negative things. But we don't want to be doing that, Aries. So how can you not do that? How to best achieve this goal. For Aries placements, please. How to best achieve their goal. 5 of Wands. All right, Leo energy. The word competition is on this card. 5 of Wands. How to best achieve your goal. Well, this is a card of throwing your hat in the ring and not being afraid to put yourself out there, Aries. How to best achieve your goal of not being fearful is to remain active, to not let yourself get into stagnation, to not let yourself get in fear about others when it comes to competition. Don't let yourself think that you are less than them, that you are less deserving than them. You are just as deserving. And if there is some sort of, for some of you, I see you entering an actual competition, like a sports competition, a writing competition, something, and you're afraid that your abilities aren't going to be enough. But they are. these next 2 weeks. Don't be afraid of engagement with other people. The other message of the Five of Wands, the Five of Wands is a card of training. And, you know, the pages are students. So there is something here about you being a student of some kind. But the way to achieve your goal of getting out of your head is to remain in competition. Let that competition fuel you. But it remains playful with the Five of Wands. It's playful competition, right? You do have to be careful because it can get to a place where it's not playful anymore. But you could have coworkers competing with you for a position of power. You could have friends competing with you. And again, the goal and the meaning is for it to remain playful because you're learning. You're learning about some sort of back and forth. You're learning about, there's a new area of study here, really. And this doesn't have to be scholarly. You know, this could be learning about people, learning about situations, learning about politics. And, you know, it doesn't necessarily, it could be in a university with this establishment card here. One of the messages, some Aries, if you are a student, if you're in school, chill out. It's going to be okay. You're fearful that you won't be able to move on, but no, where you can let go is the establishment itself. So if you are involved in some sort of government or scholarly, you know, an institution or an establishment, let go of any fears regarding that institution or establishment. But still remain in it. Continue to be competitive. Continue to keep pushing forward. Because really, at the end of the day, what this is, Leo energy, Leo is in competition with no one but themselves. So really, you're training because you want to better yourself. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's not about being better than anyone else around you. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords, fear. I had to figure it out the hard way. I'm a Leo myself, and whenever I would hear Leos are so competitive, I would think to myself, no, I'm not. I'm not really paying attention to anyone else. Till I realized it's about being competitive with myself, and that resonates. So, for whatever that's worth, Aries. All right, the Nine of Swords. What do we got here with the Nine of Swords? Okay. There's a card under that Two of Cups. I can see. Just don't know what it is. Okay. The Moon and the Two of Cups. Well, yes. Something is hidden. There's a union that's being hidden from you. Okay? Oh, that's part of what you're fearful about these next 2 weeks. Some sort of... For some of you, now these aren't love readings, keep in mind, they're just general readings, but when, you know, certain cards come out, and we've got 2 nines here. The Moon is number 18, which breaks down, pardon me, into a 9, and then the Nine of Swords, right, with the Two of Cups. Now, nines are about idealism. They're also about leadership. And, but they're about contradiction. You're near completion of something. Something is nearly complete. There's a union that's almost complete, but you're afraid of this. You're fearful of a union. But I think the fear is because something it's like you can feel that something's being hidden from you. Well, we have the World at the bottom of the deck. Whatever is hidden is going to be exposed. That's for sure. There's no question. But something... Also, some of you could be fearful about the relationship that you're in, a connection that you're in. For most of you, this is a brand new relationship, a brand new intimate relationship, a brand new union. There's fear and anxiety around that union because you feel like the person well, there's a lot of deep emotions is what this is that need to come to the surface in order for some sort of union to happen. I feel, Aries, like for some of you, your goal for this cycle is to get over, to overcome a fear of vulnerability in order to attain the union that you want. But for others of you, there's fear and anxiety stemming from you feeling that there is a union that is hidden from you. You could think that your partner is cheating on you. I don't know that they actually are, but this is, so really your goal is to overcome a fear of intimacy and a fear of expressing your emotions. Your emotions really need to come to the surface here, Aries. Okay? You might be being really close-mouthed with someone that you're in a relationship with, and they want to know what's going on. You could be with a Pisces or a Cancer specifically as well. Okay, let's look at your biggest challenge here with the Empress. So I feel like your biggest challenge is acknowledging that you are is going to be to lead by example. Three of Wands, Aries energy coming out, and the Empress is a number 3 as well. The world breaks down into a 3, so there's some sort of pattern being established right now with the 3s coming out. There's a momentum building. So your biggest challenge, your biggest challenge is going to be to keep moving forward and not stagnate and get stuck in your head and in your emotions, really, because these are big emotions, and it's like when they surface, they're gigantic. They feel huge. But it's going to be really important for you not to stagnate in your mind or in your feelings. You've got to keep going over these next 2 weeks, as difficult as that's going to be. That's your biggest challenge, is to keep going on your journey, to stand strong and to lead by example. And one of the ways you're leading by example is to keep going, to keep moving forward every day. I don't think you realize the impact that you have on people, Aries, just by the way you move through the world, but you do. Things are going to go a little slower possibly than usual these next 2 weeks, but that's okay, because it's important to take mindfully one step in front of the other these next 2 weeks, but to keep taking those steps, to not stop moving. Get rest. I'm not saying, embrace insomnia. That's not what I'm saying. But when you are awake, it's important to keep going. Okay, where to bring your own energy? Where to bring, Aries, where should they be bringing their own energy into their life specifically? What is this Princess of Discs energy, please? Princess of Discs. Princess of Discs. Anything else? Princess of Discs. No. 8 of Wands. I'm putting this upright. They're all supposed to be upright. This deck just got a little strange, I guess, when I shuffled or something. Okay, so more fire energy. So we have Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo coming out for the fire signs. And Pisces energy at the bottom of the deck here with the High Priestess, intuition. So where to bring more fiery energy and assertiveness? Well, this is a lot of energy, right? This is lots of messages coming in. The 8 of Wands can sometimes feel chaotic. I don't think it will for you. You're a fellow fire sign. You're used to a lot of action and movement. Embrace all that action and movement. When you start manifesting what you want, Aries, it's going to come into you really, really quickly, really fast, and from many different directions. You're going to be receiving a lot of messages over the next 2 weeks, and it's important that you pay attention to them and bring the same amount of energy to message A as you do to message F. Like, if you've got 8 emails in your inbox and they all need responses, I feel like it's really important that you bring the same amount of energy to every single response. And this might sound tiring and exhausting, but it's the messages that are coming out here. That's all I gotta say. We have in the High Priestess with Judgment, 2 2s coming out. These messages will determine certain things. They will, the way you reply will naturally be a decision-making process between you and the other person, if that makes sense. Don't worry that they're, because I'm not trying to make you even more anxious. You're like, oh my God, now I have all this energy coming to me. You do. But it's not, once you give the same attention to everyone and you send off those replies, whether they be text messages or emails or snail mail or telephone calls, whatever the method the communication is coming in, as long as you give the same energy to each one, you will see who returns back to you. And that's going to be your decision-making process, if that makes sense. The Empress is all about an equal exchange of energy. You give a little, the other person gives a little. Then you give a little, then the other person gives a little. With the Empress, if someone isn't giving back, the Empress doesn't keep going with that person, because she respects herself too much to keep giving energy to something that's giving her nothing in return. So your biggest challenge too is to not give energy to people that aren't giving it back to you. That's also one of your biggest challenges. It's going to be kind of to ignore certain people, really. But this is going to determine, this energy here is going to determine who you ignore and who you don't. Let's look at the 10 of Discs. Where to let go and relax. Because establishment, you've done the work, Aries. There's something here. Yeah, okay. So, so we have the 8 of Cups in the World coming out with establishment. So this is Pisces energy in the fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. They're usually on the World card. These answers here that you get from when you give back all that equal energy and you see who comes back to you, that's going to determine what establishments you walk away from, what projects you walk away from. It's time for you to walk away from certain established things in your life with the 8 of Cups. It's time for you to walk away from some sort of material items as well. The 8 of Cups is about going on a spiritual journey. It's a card for me is very similar to the Moon card. And the World is about exposure, really. It's about success and completion, but it's also about exposure. Now, there are areas, Aries, where you've already experienced success and completion. There's a message here to walk away from, not walk away from success, but if there's a goal you've already completed, it's like check it off the list and it's time to try to go after another goal. Because the 3 of Wands can be a card of waiting for the right moment when there is not going to be a right moment. When you make the right moment, right? Whenever you decide to take the journey or to pick up the surfboard and jump in the water, that's the right moment to do so. So yeah, there's where to let go and relax. These messages, how you get responded to, will determine for you what you're going to walk away from and what you see, and what you're going to stay with, because you know it's going to be successful. Okay. Yeah, 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This is a card of leadership, of triumph, of victory. That's what you're after. More Leo energy there. All right, speaking of Leo energy, let's look at this 5 of Wands. Competition. How to best achieve this goal. Competition. Can we clarify? Competition. Training. I said remaining active, remaining physically active. This does not have to do with you doing a lot of thinking, right? As a matter of fact, Aries, over these next 2 weeks, thinking and logic is not your friend. Okay? Which tells me you've already done enough thinking. You've thought through stuff enough. It's time to let your intuition be your guide, really, and your feelings with all these wands and these cups coming out. So we have the Hierophant coming out, another 5 with the 5 of Wands. The Hierophant with the 5 of Wands. How to best achieve your goal. So one of the ways that this is saying to achieve your goal, maintain your rituals and your traditions fiercely. Don't let people knock you off your course. If there's something that you do every night at 10 o'clock, let's say, then do that every night at 10 o'clock. If the phone rings, don't answer it. If someone messages you, don't reply. They can wait. You need to take back some sort of effort when it comes to routine and tradition with the Hierophant, commitment. How to best achieve this goal is to be really committed to yourself, really confident in yourself as well. Because again, the 5 of Wands, some of you could be training to be a spiritual leader right now. And that's where there's competition. But how to achieve your goal of calming your mind down is to keep that body active. Keep your body active. Remain in competition with other people. Learn from other people, right? The 5 of Wands is a card of training. You're learning. Suck in all the information that you get from competing with others. Pay attention to how others do things. You might get insight. Oh, I could do that better. I could do it this way. I could do it that way. Because it seems like you're surrounded by very spiritual people. People that are very in tune with themselves. Right? You might gain inspiration from a Taurus specifically when it comes to how to best achieve your goal of relaxing your mind. Or some sort of spiritual leader is here to help you with the Hierophant. All right? This is what I've got for you, Aries. I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. If you would like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.